Hey guys, we're back with Real Talk with Joe and Cody. What's going on, man?
Yo, just bunkered in.
Oh
I got
yeah,
a bunch of
you're
sickos in the house, so
jeez.
I'm working from home today, taking
Hopefully
care
you're
of
not
some.
next. Hopefully you're not next.
Uh, I know I've managed to get about 5 days in, and still nothing. So we'll see.
Dude, that stress of waiting is the worst. Of
Oh, I
just be
know.
like, just get me sick. And my mom
Exactly.
has these like hippie meds, like, the natural stuff. I think your wife's
Uh-huh.
probably into it too. We talked
Yeah.
about this before. And and I think it has worked, but we were talking about it. Like she's like, if it's kind of like Zicam, like take it, when you start feeling symptoms and it's supposed to like, give you all the vitamins, minerals, whatever to kind of get you through this. And so the last couple times we've been sick, I've taken them like right when I felt it. And I have gotten just slightly sick, that kind of annoying cold or
Yeah.
whatever, but then been
Yep.
done. And I was like, did I beat that a bigger sickness or was that just a cold? And it kind of
Right.
bugs me a little bit because I'm like, I'd rather just get sick and knock it out and be done with it than
Uh-huh.
like constantly feel this little cold coming on, take the pills
Yes.
and then be done. So I'm like, I'm always in this weird like, is it better that way or not?
Yeah, you're just waiting for it to develip,
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
doesn't. You're like, just
yeah.
either
I
knock
know. I'm
me
like,
out
is
or
this
go
it or
away.
not? Or is this just a cold? Like, or was the did
Yeah.
the hippie pills actually work? And I'm just like, I should have gotten the flu, but I didn't.
Uh-huh.
Um, anyways, I was like, so
Oh,
yeah. Anyways, so I've taken that a
yeah.
couple times and just kind of light cold, but I don't know if I had the flu and those were miracle working pills or
Huh?
not. So
I know. It's hard to know. Like,
yeah,
I don't know if I've already got something of what they
yeah,
had or
yeah.
what they
And
have
it's
at some
fine.
point,
Yeah,
and I'm good and I'm
I
gonna be
know.
fine, or if it's just like I'm as soon as they get better, I'm gonna get it, and I
Yep,
don't know.
probably.
At this
No,
point, I'm just like, "Whatever.
I
Whatever
don't want
happens,
it for you,
happens."
but probably.
Yeah, same.
Um, Well, on a similar note, I guess, because you have the ability to stay home, I
Yeah.
wanted to ask, would we make the same career choices that we have made through
Ooh,
our life? So I wanted to chat with you about that in
that's
general. And that doesn't necessarily mean like, are there any? I guess I'm curious. Are there any jobs that you had? And I'll tell you one that I had that is I'm ashamed of, but any jobs that you had that you regret doing? Like, or that you were like,
oh,
that was not a good gig.
um, no, I don't think so. Honestly, I think I've had so many different jobs prior to getting into the mortgage business that I can take good things from all of them. Either it was a weird job or unique or something.
Yeah.
But I'd say the one that stands out the most, probably for one that I just didn't like after a while was, I was working for this commercial dishwashing company. I won't say the
Okay.
name. Um,
Because
and
they might be watching.
yes, I'm sure they are.
Okay.
And it was it was just one of those jobs that like I started out as like I was rebuilding the dishwashers, and that part was actually kind of fun. And then I got into like having a sales route, if you will. So you go to these different restaurants and do all this stuff. And once it was like the higher up you went and the more income potential you had, the hours that you worked were significantly more for just a little bit more
Yeah.
income. And so
Yeah.
after a while, I'm like, this is as good as it gets here. I think I'm done. Like
Yeah.
this was a cool experience and all, but no, I think I'll find something else because
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like working way more hours and I'm not getting paid for those hours because a
Yeah.
lot of it was commission based. Like you finish your route and that's what you have to do. So sometimes you run into stuff that keeps you there for
Longer
2
than
hours
expected.
instead of
Yeah.
expecting to be there for 30 minutes. And so,
Yeah.
yeah. What about
Man.
you?
Uh,
Do you have any
Oh man,
you got any
I
dingers?
have tons of jobs from one, like little things, summer jobs. I think I told you I did I opened doors at Spear Mountain Casino during a holiday
Yeah.
season.
Uh-huh.
It was like tux, top hat, gloves, like, opening doors,
Yeah,
doing
like
that.
Dumb and Dumber.
That was exactly. I think I looked a little better than Dumb and Dumber, but it was literally Spirit Mountain. If anyone knows Spirit Mountain, it was not the type that you open a door as a top hat and
Right.
gloves. It was kind of a cool thing, but I think it was during the holiday season because I think I was out of school. Um,
Oh,
but
man.
yeah, I did that. Lifeguarded. I loved lifeguarding. I did that since I was very like when you can first be a lifeguard because the old Carlton
Yeah,
pool, man.
I remember
Carlton
you
Pool
being a
was
lifeguard out there.
Carlton Pool got me where I am today, you know, all credit
Absolutely.
to all credit to Carlton. The one I'm like ashamed of and was in college. So I was in a fraternity and so you know and I was ultimately during one season of my life at the fraternity I was the social chairman. So social chairman plans the parties and does all this social activities, you know. So part of that is like planning like the big events, the big parties and things like that at the fraternity. And so we had this thing called Raging Cajun, and it was like an outdoor thing. We had two fraternity houses, like just kind of uniquely. I'm not going to get into how it was there, but basically we had a large parking lot in the center, two places. So
Uh-huh.
you would have this outdoor party, like fenced off, like we had a waterfall running off the house into a pool with goldfish, and
Oh,
like it was
nice.
insane. Well,
Yeah.
as I'm even saying it, I'm like, it's insane that an 18-year-old was like responsible for this.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would fence off the parking lot, security, everything. Like it was like planning. So in the I guess the real world, it helped me to kind of plan a large event, you know, as like a little event
Yeah.
planner. But part of it was smokeless tobacco would come and
Uh-huh.
sponsor the event, and they would like put their
Okay.
stuff up, and they would bring like cute girls, and they would bring, you know, whenever they go around and basically like
Yeah.
giving away logs of chewing tobacco.
Uh-huh.
And I met like kind of the head rep there, you know, one of the Raging Cajun, and she was like, "You guys should do this." Like me and the other social chairman, she's like, "You should do this for work. Like we'll pay you. You go to the parties. Like you do what I'm
Okay.
doing. Go to the parties, get it set up, get you know hire the people to kind of distribute. You're there to kind of take the credit card names, you know, all their info
Uh-huh.
and all that stuff, and then you give them, you know, you give them chewing tobacco." And
Yeah.
I was like, That's the best thing in the
It's
world. I'm gonna
amazing.
go to parties
Right.
that I would never normally get into with other fraternities because you can't fraternities don't generally let them other people in." I was like, "But now I'm,
Okay.
like, famous in there." Like, I've hired cute
Yeah.
girls to, like to
You're
give
a
away the
hero.
yeah, I was like, "This is the best job. I could do this for the rest of my life."
Yeah.
So, I go there and it was fun. We had a few parties. We went down to U of O for some parties. We went because we were kinda U of O, OSU. Um, there was just one time I was like thinking about it when I was there. I was like, I'm literally giving people the ability to have cancer. Like I was like, I'm giving it away for free. Like
Right.
we had
Just
boxes
sharing it.
in our rooms, like in our fraternity room, the boxes and boxes of
Really.
chewing tobacco, rolls upon rolls upon rolls. And at
Uh-huh.
parties, you're just basically sign up. Here's whatever you want. What do you want? Like it was
Yeah.
so bad, and I just
You're
like
just a
it kind of ate at
promo
me.
guy.
Like the Catholic,
Did
the
it.
Catholic in me kind of got. I was like, this is not right. Like I was like watching these
Yeah.
like kids my age just grabbing chew and grabbing chew.
Sure.
So I was like speaking to my dad. I hadn't told my parents, that's for sure. So
Huh.
I was speaking to my dad. I was
Yeah.
like, Dad,
Because you know their answer.
I have this job, and blah blah. And he was really good about it. And he's like, are you proud enough to tell your mom about it? And I was like,
Mm.
I can't tell her. He's like,
That's like a
it's
knife in the heart.
probably I was like, he's like, "It's probably telling you something then." I was like, "Okay." So I quit that
Uh-huh.
job, but so that's one that I regret. Like,
That's a pretty funny
on
one.
the surface, it was super cool. Like 19,
Yeah.
20-year-old kid, like getting to go to parties, like getting to go to everything, be the famous person there because everyone's like, "Oh, chew,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah." All the dudes are like all about it. So,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, that was one that like I don't necessarily want to put on the resume.
Right. Yeah.
And really is in the
That's
scheme of
funny.
things, it's not a big deal, but it was like for me, it was one that I do regret doing. So
Yeah. Well, I love the, like, the response from your dad,
yeah,
and it kinda just paints the picture to me in, like, dad and mom
yeah,
roles and how kids view them and how it like, because that is a very similar thing that I could see in a lot of situations, right? Where the
yeah,
dad's kinda like, is this really what you wanna be doing? Like, and to say, "Are you proud enough to tell your mom about
yeah,
this?" And it's like when you think about telling your mom about
yeah.
something as
I
opposed to your
know.
dad, you're kinda like, "Well, my dad's probably made a lot of bad decisions
Yeah,
too, so at least he'll kind of understand." Whereas my
yeah. He
mom,
gets
like,
it.
she's probably just gonna be sad and, like,
Yes, yes,
disappointed in me, and
for
now I gotta
sure.
bring that news it's
I
just
don't even know
funny.
if I don't know if my mom knows it still. I just think
Yeah.
maybe I just did. I just quit it and just said no. Maybe we'll
Yeah,
find
you're
out.
like,
Like, I'll
"No,
ask
I'll
her.
just
She's
not
coming
tell
into
her."
town. I'll ask her and see if
There you
if
go.
she remembers that. But
Yeah.
um, well, would you do anything differently? Like, or actually, what would you tell your old self, knowing what you know now? What would you tell your old self to do
Mm.
differently or to stay on track with? Is there anything that you would give better advice to
Wow.
yourself at a younger age?
Um, yes, I would. I don't know that I would necessarily change a whole lot because I feel like, I got into I'm trying to think. I got into the mortgage business. It was almost 13 years ago, and I'm 40, so I was 27, 26,
Well, you
27,
were
right around
later
there.
into the game, right?
I was later into it, so if anything, maybe I would have tried to start a few years earlier. Um, but I still feel like at least my path in getting to where I'm at now, I wasn't the type of person that knew what I wanted to do. So I was kind of just like fumble my way through, try this job, try this
Mhm.
job. I was open to people's suggestions of like, "Oh, you should get into this." And that's
Yeah,
what
try this,
ultimately
try
got me
that. Yeah.
into more of the sales side of it, out of the construction side of it, because that's where a lot of my work was based, was kind of around construction. So I think I needed that. I needed to kind of see each one of those be a dead end for me to
Yeah.
then say, okay, well, maybe I will try this whole side of things. So I don't know that I would really change a whole lot other than maybe try to get in a little bit earlier. But then again, me getting in a few
Yeah,
years
a couple days,
earlier was not a
not
great
good.
economy.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah, would
feel
not have
like
been
it
good.
worked out the way that it did. Um, but no, I honestly don't think I would change a whole lot. I had so many unique, weird jobs that like it's turns out to be, fun stories and meeting
Yeah,
cool people along the
yeah,
way. And I think for me it was the right way to go. I don't really have much for regrets.
yeah. Sometimes
So what
those
about
little
you?
jobs help you to get where you are, like you've tried it,
Yeah.
you've never thought like you maybe would have thought about it if you hadn't tried it before, you would have been like, should I have
Yeah.
done this?" Like, I think getting into random assortment of jobs kinda gives you kind of a pathway that might help you, be
Yeah.
secure in what you're doing finally, to say, "I've tried
Hmm.
this, I've done this, it was not what I wanted, and now here you are." Like,
Yeah,
I think
like
that
being a
from
honeybee extractor.
I know. Yeah.
I
You
did
could
that
have
for a
been
while,
still
and I
thinking today you could have been thinking, "Man, I could have been a honeybee
what
extractor."
could have
And
been.
what could have been now you know. Now you know it just wasn't
Now
in
I
the
know that
cards.
that's not my
So,
passion.
no,
Yeah.
I kinda say like, I don't have regrets necessarily because if for those that don't know, I was 15 years in the state police and I loved every part of it. But looking back, I wish I would have started my business earlier. I've always had the thing in my head of I want to start my own business. I want to do my own thing. I did all sorts of thoughts of like what kind of business I could do. And I still kind of do in a sense. Like I'm always like, could this be a good business? Could this be just because that was
Yeah.
my mindset. Like I just like that. And I like thinking of new ideas and kind of thinking of new business plans. So it's hard because if I started earlier, I wouldn't have done as much with the state police, but I think I would have liked to have started earlier because I think I would have had more success faster, at a younger age and doing different things. So, yeah, it's a tough one because I would have be giving up part of the state police and the relationships I built and the experiences I had and things like that. I just don't know if I could give that up. But
Yeah.
um from an entrepreneurial standpoint, I drug my feet, if that makes sense. Like I knew I wanted to do something different and I knew I wanted to be my own boss even when I was like first couple years in the state police. I just
Yeah.
was like, this is stable, this is good. And I was having fun, like it's a good gig. So yeah, no regrets, but just kind of, like I wish entrepreneurially, if that's a word, I would have started earlier. But
Yeah. And I think that part's probably the hardest to jump into. Like, it's a one thing to go from this industry to, I'm going to try out this other industry, but to do it on your own, like that feels like such a big risk because you
it
don't
is,
have a company that's backing you, that's supporting you, that's bringing you
for sure.
business. And you're just kind of like, you're a piece of it. I mean, you're self employed, you're running the whole thing.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm all in here.
Yeah.
This is,
Here we go.
yeah, let's hope
Yeah.
for the best.
But yeah, I guess on your B topic, it's like I know I didn't want to be a lifeguard the rest of my life, and I knew I didn't want to open doors at Spear Mountain Casino the rest of my
Yeah.
life.
The
um,
world is an oyster.
but yeah, no regrets. Just kind of yeah, that's that. Had the had
Yeah.
the bad smokeless tobacco
Right.
run, but and I know I didn't want to do that long term. So
Hey,
um,
you narrowed it down quickly though,
yes,
you know?
exactly, exactly. And who knows? Maybe I just need to go back and be a lifeguard if anything goes wrong with real estate. I did that a long time, so
Right.
the
Yeah.
Carlton Pool maybe is open for me. So
I hope so.
Get into management.
Maybe you can do some chewing
Uh,
tobacco there too. Work both
if
jobs
I
at
was
the
a
same
lifeguard at the
time.
Carlton Pool at my age, I would be doing chewing tobacco and a lot of other things,
Heck yeah.
because my life would be on a different trajectory.
Right?
Uh,
You're actually
but
living at the pool now.
oh, well, man, good talking to you. And if you
You as
guys
well.
are still paying attention to us, go to Adventure with Joe and Cody. It's our podcast, our weekly podcast where we talk about business stuff, personal stuff, whatever you guys want to talk about. But we kind of get into some cool topics there. So go over to Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio. We're on all the stuff, and I put it on my YouTube page at least. So if you want to see our pretty little faces while we're doing our podcast, we're on YouTube as well at Skipper Realty Group. So, but until next week, I will chat with you later.
All right, that sounds good, man.
Okay, see you, man.